Hi there, Cosmic Family. My name is Jess Leal in this incarnation. So today I'm going to make a little reflection about freedom and independence because those concepts are really important in this ascension process. I am going to start by saying that freedom it's not doing whatever we want. Freedom it's about free ourselves of our limitations, our mind limitations in every moment. And of course, that is a practice. And I think it's not an easy one. I told you in the video of the system collapse that it's very important to align us with our mission and our purpose and to give from love without expecting anything. But I told you that if we do that, we are going to receive, of course. But sometimes when we are starting our mission or our purpose, we're going to have all the resources we need, but sometimes not in the way we want. And that is my case. I will expose, like I did before, my own story just to explain how it works. So I told you that I was a singer, I was a musician, that I did astrology sessions, but those paths simply closed off. They weren't the thing I have to do right now, and universe thought that this is the like doing these videos and sharing what I have to share. It's the way that I can collaborate with this process. Is the best way in which I can collaborate. And I told you in the video of Anshati that it was this meant a crisis for me because I always thought that music was my purpose, my entire life. And it was very difficult for me to turn to change my path. But I had to accept this because I am very connected to my soul, and when I am out of my path, I instantly start to feel bad. So I cannot hear my soul. I can deny the call of my soul. At any time I could before, but now I am in a place that I can not do that. So I was in other place. I was living in near the mountains, a place where I love, and I had to turn back to the city. I'm talking about 3 or 4 months ago, or a little more. I just I don't have like the perception of time that I used to have before. So okay, I went back to the city, a city, Buenos Aires. I was born in here, but Buenos Aires is I don't like cities at all. It's not about Buenos Aires. I don't like cities. So I wasn't very happy about being in here, but I thought, okay, maybe I will have more opportunities about music for playing in bars and things like that. But I think I told you already, but I am connected with my guides, my spiritual guides, which are aliens. And they activated technologies in my body. So every time I had an opportunity, like for playing in a bar or something like that, I started to feel like weak, and it was like, I describe it like a hangover, because that's what I remember, that I felt this way, but it's not like that. It's similar, but without the headache and insomnia. And when I let down those opportunities, the symptoms went away immediately. So I discovered that something that they didn't want to me to do those things, and then I thought, okay, they didn't want to me to play in those bars because those places weren't aligned with a spiritual path, and I thought that it hadn't. This didn't mean that I hadn't to play music, but only connect with places that were like more spiritual or something. But that wasn't the case. So I told you in the Anxiety video that after a crisis I discovered that this was my purpose for now. So they told me that I had to do this, and it wasn't easy for me because I didn't like the exposure of my ideas. You know, no, it's not the public exposure, because I feel good in a scenario, for example, but I wasn't like very comfortable sharing my ideas, because I knew that some of them are a little they don't go with the tide, you know. I don't know if it's the correct phrase. So well, I started to do this, but my problem was economic. I asked them, okay, how I am going to pay my things, and how I am going to pay a house, because I I am here in my mother's house since I came back from the city, from the mountains. And they said, no, you will stay there. You will stay there, and your mission will change between 2023 and 2024. And the pact, it is with my mother, which is connected to her guides too. So she is supporting my mission, and this could feel something easy, but it's not. It's not at all, because I am such an independent person, and I love to be alone. And I moved out of my house many years ago, so the return to my mother's house wasn't easy at all, and all this process hasn't been easy at all. But I accept it, because freedom, it's not about doing whatever we want. Freedom is about choosing to free ourselves in every situation. So I maybe this is a heavy comparison, but I remembered Mandela. He was in prison. Of course, it's not the same, but I felt restricted in many ways staying here. But I'm doing this because I know that I am putting my efforts to change my life in a solid way, and because this is my purpose now, and I already accept it. Because, how I said before, I can't deny the call of my soul. I just feel bad So I have to respond every time my soul is guiding me. I am totally connected to my soul now, which is something that I started to experiment in the between the 2021 and sorry, from 2021 until now. It's something that it's very recent, and it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy at all because many people couldn't understand many things, and it wasn't easy for me, and for to tell the people that surrounded me that I am connected with aliens, and that I have to do this, and many people that I had to stop talking to because they weren't aligned with my mission. And there were a lot of things that I had to change. These changes, of course, came from a lot of years ago, but the last two were all these changes came so much stronger. The technologies in my body came so much stronger. This activated a lot in the last time, but it was something that started to happen when I met my twin flame. That is when everything started to change very, very fast. So it's important to say all of these things because this is not the way I feel comfortable, and this is not the way that my ego would choose, but this is the way my soul choose to learn things, to detach from masks of my ego, and this is the way that universe is asking me to continue my path, and I have to trust that between the dates they told me, things are gonna change, simply. So it's not easy because our ego, our minds are when we have a disconnected mind, it's difficult to trust. It's difficult to have faith. But faith, it's not something that we put out there like we believe in magical stories. Faith is something operative. Faith has to do with I have trust in my own soul and the path that is guiding that my soul is guiding me to, and I am doing things just to get there. It's not a faith like someday it will happen magically. It's not about that. So I remembered Mandela because when he went out of prison, he said that if he couldn't forget the resentment and the anger that he felt at that time, he was still prisoner. He would still be a prisoner. And so freedom, it's not something that we obtain with material things or just, if I materialize that dream or that thing that I want, I will be free. It's not about that, because maybe we are there and we aren't free either, because the limitations come from our mind. So I think maybe this process that I am, this one that I am experimenting, and a lot of people are experimenting right now, a tough process, these things have to be with to learn to detach from the desires of the ego, and which is not detached from desires, because desires are the impulse to continue in this life, are the impulse to transcend our limitations. Desires are not something bad. I don't believe in that. Desires are good, but there's the soul desires, and there are the soul desires, and there are the ego desires. And the last ones, soul is going to teach us that we can't play those desires every time we want to. So I think this is freedom. Accept things and do the best you can in every situation, even if it's not something that you would choose. I gave an example, I think, in the video of the dark forces, the function of the dark forces. These guys from Uruguay that were in a crash, in a plane accident, and they stayed like for 2 months in the mountains in Los Andes, in the Andes, and they had to do many things to survive. Many things, I think, that were very heavy for them, like eating bodies of their dead friends or family members. But I think of course they didn't choose that, but they did the best that they could, just to get out of there and transcend the situation. And some of them actually did it. So this is the lesson. Every time we're thinking, when we are in a tough place, or a place or a situation that we are not choosing, that situation has something to teach us. That situation is teaching us to set us free, because we already know there's many people in Hollywood that told about how they had everything, and many of them committed suicide or died in a overdoses of drugs, because freedom, it's not something that comes from outside. It's like the truth. And the independence has to be with our own guide. We don't have to look for a guide outside. Sometimes other voices are the projection of our own voice, and someone can put in words what we are feeling and thinking, and that's what I call to resound or resonate. But we are not being guided by other people. We are being guided by ourselves, and we have to do that. We have to trust ourselves, because there was going to be a lot of situations where nobody will give us the answer. Universe is gonna test us just to know if we understand that we have the answers, and that we have to trust what we are feeling. It happened to me many times. So I almost don't hear anybody, just a Kabbalist, an Argentinian Kabbalist sometimes, and a channeler from Spain, and that's it's like 3 people that I sometimes hear, because of course everybody can teach and everybody can learn, but at this point of my life, I am just learning about my own experiences and of course of others too. But it's most like experimenting with other people. So, well, this was only a reflection, and I am telling my story because I'm putting the example of what is to stay in the purpose, that sometimes it's not the most comfortable way, but you have to know that if we don't do this, if we don't give from a place of love without expecting anything, which I repeat, it doesn't mean that we won't receive anything. It's on the contrary, we're gonna lose it all. In this planetary process, the ascension process has to do with this. If we don't learn how to act from this way, we're going to lose it all. I know this because I've experimented many economic falls, three big ones, and the last one was this one that I told you months ago. All the paths had closed off because I wasn't in my path, in my purpose. And this, I think this happened to me, just to share it with you, and that many people can start to build a bridge for entering in their own purposes, if you aren't, of course, and to just to avoid have the same mistakes or learnings that me the same mistakes or learnings that I had. But well, everybody has their own path and have their own path, and you will experience what you have to experience. Of course, mistakes doesn't really exist, but I am sharing the things that went wrong in my life, just to maybe somebody can be so I can collaborate with somebody else. That's all. Maybe my story could bring something to your lives, and maybe you can start to put your energy in your purpose after before things outside show us how we have to be on our path, because when we are not choosing from ourselves, universe shows us the way. And many times the ways that universe choose to shows are tough ways. It's like that because darkness it's only an energy, and it's there to help us. But of course that being humans and experimenting all the emotions and the things we experiment, it's not easy, but we have to practice. That's all. So thank you, everybody. See you in next videos. Ciao ciao.